JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Here with my lovely, wonderful, beautiful wife. Where are we?
We are in Hochatown, Oklahoma.
Southeast Oklahoma. And you are a realtor.
I am a realtor.
And it's
Yes.
not realtor, it's
Not real.
realtor.
Not realtor.
I don't know why they couldn't have put the A in between the real and the tor.
They didn't. They
Realtor.
didn't ask us before they did it.
Realtor.
That was the reason why.
Yeah. So this is how you know if you're married to a realtor. You say, my wife's a realtor.
Realtor. That's right.
Realtor.
Realtor. Must have been a Southern person.
Probably, yeah. So there's just a big boom going on down here, real estate wise, and really has been for years, but just really going up.
Yes.
We bought a lot here, and then we bought a lot with some friends, and we're planning on building on ours, and probably the one we bought with friends. We're probably just going to speculate on that, but we are so in love with Hochatown, which is Broken Bow area, Broken Bow Lake, and there's just every year new businesses going in and tons of new property. So about 7 miles north of here is where the development is, where we bought our land. And how many lots were up there that when we bought ours, it was like there's like 20, I don't know, 25, 30 lots left of what?
Right.
500?
Yeah, I think there was 500.
500 lots.
Yeah, that sounds about right. There's no lots available now.
Yeah.
Or no, there maybe, I'm sorry, I take that back. I think there's like less than 10 that are available right now.
So basically 3 main developments up there, and the development we bought in, we basically, our land is on top of a hill and kind of slopes down, but you can just see forever, just rolling hills.
Yes.
Which I love. So I grew up camping and in the Boy Scouts, and when I moved down here to Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City, and as you go west, flat, and really east of Oklahoma City, pretty flat. But when you start going far enough east and far enough south, this is what Oklahoma looks like, which is phenomenal.
It's gorgeous.
Talk a little bit about Hochatown and kind of as a realtor about all the things that are going on. Was it Southern Magazine or Southern Living that said it's like the next Hamptons
yeah, it was
or
Southern
something?
Living that called it the new Hamptons. There's just been an outbreak of brand new construction. It is primarily going to be vacation rental properties through Airbnb and VRBO, and then you can obviously just go to these companies' websites or small businesses. A lot of people like us would go out and buy a cabin and put it up for rent. But there is just a gigantic boom down here because of the tourism. It is, if you are familiar with Branson, Missouri, it's a little bit like that. And then growing more and more every single year, as he said, more businesses come in. We actually are in a property that's kind of more in town. We're not like out, and we
Right
just
here.
yeah. We just drove through a little bit this morning. We went and had breakfast at one of our favorite little cafes here, and there are so many new businesses that have just come up, and that has been, it's been what? When was the last time we were down here?
It was September of 23.
Yeah, so September 23 to today,
and it's Memorial Day weekend 24.
Yeah, there have been a lot of new businesses. So real estate down here is going to be more expensive because this is primarily investors that are buying up property down here, because the cabin that we are at right now is actually for rent. All the cabins that
for sale.
Or for sale.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All the cabins down here you're going to find and they come fully furnished, turnkey, because they are turnkey for you to just go ahead and start booking that property. A lot of them will include in the sales price all the future bookings that the that the property has as well. So homes are going to be more expensive, but it is because it is an investment down here. They're going to be smaller than what you would see in, like, Oklahoma City, for example. Most of them down here like 1,200 square feet, and it's going to be like 800,000 plus. But you are buying it fully furnished, and again, you are buying income based property because these properties are actively being rented out right now.
Yeah, and not all of them are
Not all
fully
of them, yeah.
furnished, but yeah. The interesting thing is, as a CPA, and then when we started looking at the land and then working with clients that have had rental properties, lake properties, I've been around the Airbnb, and what's just shocking to me as a tax professional is that with Airbnb, pretty much, and it's easy for it to be considered an ongoing business activity. Now, what does that mean? Well, normally when you're renting out real estate, and residential real estate is what we're talking about here, that is typically going to be by default passive income. It is then considered potentially investment income, subject to the net investment income tax, which is a 3.8% tax. Don't fall asleep yet. That if your overall income for all of your sources of income on your individual tax return is over 250 grand, married filing jointly, then any net income is subject to that tax. It's a low consideration. But what's amazing is that with Airbnb, because it is run like a hotel, so there's not going to be anybody on premises, but because they're providing an owner of an Airbnb unit that is providing more than what a hotel would provide, substantially more, then it's considered a ongoing ordinary business. Why does that matter? Well, depending on how you structure it, but the most common way people are going to own Airbnb probably is personally. They might own a LLC as a disregarded entity, which only means that it doesn't file a separate tax return. But here's the big headline: that net income is subject to self-employment taxes, which is a 15.3% tax on top of ordinary income taxes. So it's pretty easy for somebody to be in the marginal rate of around, a blended rate of at least 20%, right? That's not hard for a married couple, let's say, to have other income from other sources in that tax bracket, 20%. So that means that net income is going to be subject to regular income taxes, 20%, and going to be subject to self-employment tax, which gets filed on a Schedule C, not on a Schedule E, where normally residential rental is reported. But by going on Schedule C, this 15.3% tax is on top of that. That's just Social Security and Medicare. So right there, doing simple math, now we're at 35.3%. And if you're in a state that has an income tax like Oklahoma, ours is 4.75, and I'm just rounding, but basically we're talking 40% in taxes on the net. Now, what's also interesting is that the IRS chief counsel did a memorandum on this, and there's slight lines between, is it an ordinary business that's subject to the self-employment tax, or is it really residential rental? And it really kind of comes down to, what is it that you're providing that the guest is enjoying while they are staying? So in the example and in case law I've read, if you provide coupons and or gift cards to go to local establishments, let's say for meals, or you provide bicycles or games, what do we play? What's the
Cornhole.
Cornhole. So providing dishes and toilet paper and paper towels, that's really could be kind of customary, right? For it's a rental property. But most residential rental property, right? You think traditionally, like, here's the house and the renter is furnishing it.
Yeah.
So the IRS has not said, well, by simply furnishing it, now it's considered an ongoing business, but pretty close, pretty close. I mean, most of the clients I would say would really have, or I'd say most people would really have a hard time saying that their Airbnb is not an ongoing business. So any clients that I have that have an Airbnb is treated as an ongoing business. However, you want to get with a tax professional because you can structure it in a way that it would not be subject to that self-employment tax. But now we're getting too deep and in the woods or in the weeds. We don't want to do that. But talk about down here with the opportunity. So we're in Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma, but you and I did last year kind of some informal tests, for lack of a better word. But really, where's the money and the investments and the tourists really coming from?
From Texas
And Arkansas,
and from
a
Arkansas
little
and
bit of
stuff.
Louisiana,
We are a little bit closer to Texas than we
right
are
here, yeah.
to where we're from, Oklahoma City, Edmond area. It takes us about, we go the long way, but if you went the short way, it'd take you about 3.5 hours to get to Hochatown, and it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes from Dallas. So there is a lot of Texas people up here, which is great. They're coming to Oklahoma. We'll take your money, Texas. It's good for Oklahoma, but also the builders and stuff. There's a lot of Texas-based builders that are coming here and bringing their employees and stuff. And we would, as Oklahomans, we would love to see more of an Oklahoma base there. But anyways, all of it is a positive thing for the economy here in Oklahoma.
So I've been coming here with my kids since Cooper was 2. So that would have been 2004, so 20 years. And there wasn't a lot of cabins to rent from, and just a little bit over time. But the is it the town of Hochatown just became incorporated
Yeah.
in the last year,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
just literally they used to have one stoplight,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just one.
It was
Yeah,
just one
now there's
stoplight.
several,
Yeah.
but it's just 2 lanes going through.
They are about to make it 4.
Yeah, talk about the exit on Sundays.
Oh goodness! So if you come down here,
I can tell you a little secret though on how to get around this.
check out times at 11, as you know most Airbnbs are, and so about 11:30, the traffic, and you can just, if you just go on Facebook and just type in Hochatown traffic, and you will see that people have posted pictures, and they were talking like sometimes 3 and 4 hours long to get out of town because of the sheer amount of people. So they are going to expand the roads to a 4 lane, which I think will be really beneficial in that. But it is crazy, and it's about, it's almost summertime, so it's about start getting crazy again.
So when we come from Oklahoma City, the fastest way is to go I-40 and then down a turnpike. You hit Antlers, you head east, you hit Broken Bow, you head north about 7 miles. Well, if you take about 15 more minutes to get here, we basically get off the interstate fairly quickly and meander through small towns, Shawnee, to Seminole, to McAllister, to Octavia. But then it puts you on 259, which is the state highway that goes through here. But we come from the north in, where most people, you're laughing, like when we're on the airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm telling people the secret.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm telling you. So we come in from the north.
Yeah.
And then we leave going north, where everybody else, they make their way down. So whether you come from Texas or Arkansas or even the ones from Oklahoma, even though they're northwest of here, go that turnpike, which puts you south of here. You come here, and now you got to go north. All I'm saying is that 7 mile stretch. Am I taking too long to
No, you're
describe
just
it?
adorable.
Okay. That 7 mile stretch is the 3 hours. So when we're leaving on Sunday, which a lot of times we're leaving Monday or Saturday,
Yeah.
or we're coming during the week,
Right.
boop, we just head north, and
Yeah.
we're like, why don't you guys go this way? Like
Yeah.
waving at the traffic as we're going by.
Yeah.
But talk about, and then we're going to talk about your conference, but kind of what's here and what's the attraction that you see, and then I'll chime in.
Well, I think that, like, again, if you're familiar with Branson, Missouri, which I have not been there since I was a little girl. Now we don't have the amusement parks. There's rumors that they're going to come here, but we're not there yet. But this is just a very big family-oriented place to come. There's the lake. There are tons of stuff here in Hochatown for you to do with your families. But it's also, I mean, there's just something for all ages because um, girls trips are really popular here. Bachelorette parties are really popular here. Family vacations and then family
Reunions.
reunions. Those are very popular down here because there's something for everyone and popular for the guys too. There are, I think, 3 distilleries in town. There's two wine shops. One which has been here forever, Girls Gone Wine. They've been here 20 something years. One of the very first businesses. So there is just something for everyone to do, and that is what attracts people because it also gets you outside. These cabins are absolutely beautiful. They are not cabins that whenever you first think of the word cabin, these are luxury cabins, and they have tons of amenities at them. And so it's just something that's really fun that you can get out. Oh, and then there's also a whole part of Hochatown that's like you can go rent canoes, you can go rent paddle boards, you can go fishing. There's tons of like little waterfalls and stuff around here. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous part of Oklahoma. And whenever we brought my children down, or everyone down for our wedding because we got married here. That's how much we love it. We got married in June of last year here in Hochatown. But whenever my boys came down, they had never been down here, and they were just like, "Wow, it is hard to believe that you were still here in Oklahoma."
Yeah, no doubt. Well, for me, the main attraction is the lake.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Broken Bow Lake, and it's a dammed lake, and the let's see, U.S. Corps of Engineers is the one in charge of it, and so you're not allowed to build on the lake, and there are no private docks. So there's one marina to get on the lake. Now, if you go way north, where it kind of feeds into a river, and then even going further from there, there's a few mud ramps, really, but you really couldn't put boats in there because you're coming up the river. I mean, you could put little
Yeah,
fishing boats in and
yeah.
stuff. And so it's all really through Beavers Bend Marina, and it's Beaver Bend State Park. So there's state park here. And with this, it's one of the deepest lakes in Oklahoma and one of the cleanest. And boats are limited in size to be able to get out on the water. And so when you get out, I mean, it is huge in terms of all the vast places that you can go. We love renting a pontoon, and then we bought wave runners. Was it last summer?
Two
No, two
summers ago.
summers ago. Okay, and so we love also bringing the wave runners down here. But the lake is it for me.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and these family things you're talking about. So like there's a bowling alley, but I mean there can't be more than 8 lanes to it, and they have putt golf. But these aren't Disney level
No,
at all. Like
no.
just local owned, and there's not one chain here. I don't know if it's disallowed. There's not one chain store here. The 2 gas stations are a chain, but like not even a very well known chain of gas stations.
Right.
And as you kind of go north, it gets a little more millennial type stores. What would that mean? What like
A little bit more
hip?
frou-frou.
Yeah, yeah. Where kind of south, it's kind of OG.
Old
Where
school.
it's
Yeah.
antique. There's a couple antique shops down there. But then where you're hiking is near rivers, and you can fly fish as well as fish, and the canoes and not paddle board. What's the
Yeah. Paddle boat.
paddle boat? Yeah, camping, RV. So what's also really neat is that really for any type of outdoor activity in terms of accommodations you can do here. So you can do tent camping or the RV, and then the state has cabins that are just as basic as can be. Like you're literally bringing your own bedding, but they're nice and they're clean, very reasonable, price wise. And then there's one lodge here around by the state that's basically a hotel, and that is the one facility that's on the water.
Yeah, that one is on the water.
Yeah. Then they just opened a casino this summer.
Yeah.
Pretty good size. We're going to go to it later today.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome. You need to check out Hochatown. It's a great place for family, fun, and investment as well. Well, I think we
did it.
Did we set a timer?
No. How long so I have no idea because I thought about it after we started. That shoot, I didn't set a timer. So yeah. I don't know how long we've been talking to y'all, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you hit that subscribe button.
There you go. I appreciate that. Well, maybe if it's too long, we'll turn it into part 1, part 2.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
But you got to make your thumbnail now. You made that really cool thumbnail.
Yep.
The pink.
Yep.
I love it. And then we're either going to show them now some footage that you shot when we arrived, or possibly today. But either way, give them a little peek of this, and then I don't know that we're going to do it this time, but next time we're down, which is in 4 weeks, we should just kind of shoot a little video around town.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Just kind of chat, turn it on, turn it off, go to the next place that we're at.
That would be fun.
Okay. Good job, honey.
Good job, babe. Thank you for being such a cheerleader.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend.
The people are showing up.
Boop. Cheers. Happy Memorial Day.
I love you.
I love you too.
Good job.
Thank you.